really wanted to like Hard Eyes, but I didn't. Here's why. Hard Eyes follows the story of a young woman in the big city who needs some serious loving in her life, but the big problem is that there is a serial killer on the loose for the past 3 years targeting couples in her area. And go ahead and put an asterisk beside of the word couple. And now her and her newly acquired love interest are on the chopping block. I really wanted to like this movie. I feel like no Valentine's themed slasher has ever let me down. Hard Eyes design is really cool. I love it when the eyes light up. I thought that was badass. So it has a good killer design. The killer has some creative kills. The soundtrack is good. So it's not all bad, but it's pretty damn bad. There is a certain formula that slashers should follow, and I feel like this movie just really went off the rails. Is it going to be serious? Is it going to be funny? Is it going to be a horror comedy? Is there going to be one killer? Are there multiple killers? I feel like the filmmakers decided these things as the movie went, which only served to make things very awkward in a very obvious way because the actors were definitely having some major issues. The pacing was off. The comedic timing was horribly off. For instance, after you get some kills in the beginning of the film, which is, hey, standard slasher affair, you don't see any bloodshed for like another 30 to 45 minutes, something crazy like that. That is a long time to go without any kills in a slasher movie. And that's because this film kind of goes its own path, like I talked about earlier. Instead of introducing a group of friends, which, hey, that's the slasher formula, you have these friends that you're following, so the slasher has plenty of people to knock off for the pure enjoyment of the audience. Instead, you're only following a couple. Or, excuse me, they're not a couple. Watch the movie. You'll see what I'm talking about. Who are they going to kill? Our main characters in the beginning? No. And they don't really even kill that many people surrounding them. There's not a lot of collateral damage. The action we do get is going to be very frenetic, and then it's going to be followed up by major lulls that just want to put you to sleep. Somebody sing me a freaking lullaby, dude. This could be a cure for insomnia. When the major action sequences are over and these people almost nearly get beheaded, killed, slaughtered, whatever happens, they just lay there and have like this heartfelt moment like, hey, we're still not a couple, right? As they breathe into each other's mouths and nothing happens for the next 20 minutes while a killer is laying unconscious beside of them. With all these lulls in the action, we're stuck with the characters to walk us through this monotonous movie, and the characters are like 2016 level cringe. All the women seem to be equipped with Amy Schumer humor. They're going to set out on a mission to prove that women can in fact be funny just simply by saying really absurd, shocking things to get a reaction out of the male audience goers and referring to their vagina a lot.
Hey, girls are funny, Wendy, okay? Get over it. Just do women's comedy stuff, you know, talk about how fat you are and how you want to have sex with guys and then say, my vagina a lot.
For proof of this, look no further than the spicy Latina best friend. Sony absolutely nailed the diversity casting in this one, and hey, rightfully so. They're in the big city of Seattle, Washington. I can see all those colorful faces being in a boardroom. The problem is they wrote a stereotypical, loud-mouthed Latina caricature that absolutely never shuts the fuck up. She walks around covered, just blinged out in jewelry, and talks about how much her sugar daddy supports her lifestyle. Way to go with that one, Sony. But it's not just her. They also use the CEO of this giant Fortune 500 advertising firm to also use that just shocking humor that does not fit the character whatsoever. Think of Betty White and how they exploited her in her golden years to just say something absolutely shocking at inappropriate moments, and you were supposed to be like, oh my god, you're not supposed to say that, you're old. This movie just looks like it has absolutely no heart and soul put into it whatsoever. Just the look of it looks like money was just dumped into a creation that nobody took care of. Nobody fostered into being a movie that's worth a damn. The cinematography is basic. The color grading is bare bones. It has that feeling of like like eating a dessert that is just too sweet, so you don't end up tasting anything or taking anything away from the experience. I have seen Hallmark Christmas movies that look like they have more passion put into them. And it all just comes back to lazy writing. It's going to be really obvious who the killer or killers are. Characters are going to disappear at inopportune times and then just randomly show back up when it's super convenient. And it's like, hey, remember them? And some are just going to flat out disappear from the movie entirely. This is not good when you're trying to make one of those whodunit slasher movies and the biggest goal you have is to conceal the identity of the killer. Or killer, plural. I really wanted to like this movie, man. I really wanted to like this freaking movie. Oh well, at least there's other good Valentine's themed horror movies out there.